Well, Indiana is obviously not close to an ocean, but there's a thriving manufacturer of underwater photography and lighting equipment that calls Indianapolis home. Ikelite has been supplying divers and underwater photographers since 1962. Their products have been used to take pictures under the polar ice caps, on sunken ships in the Great Lakes, even for wedding photography and fashion modeling. John Brigham is one of the owners and vice president of marketing at the company. He's here to tell us about this very interesting and exciting business. John, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you.
This is a really hidden gem in so many ways. You're located here in Indianapolis, for those of you who know, near the Children's Museum on Illinois Street, around 34th, 33rd in Illinois. Talk about how the company started. This is part of your sophisticated equipment, but it started years ago on a dive, basically with a flashlight, right?
My father went on a dive at one of the Great Lakes in 1960. Back then, diving was in its infancy. He went and all of the dive lights failed, and on the road trip back to Indianapolis, he, in his mind, designed a flashlight that would be reliable, that he could use in the Great Lakes. Made the mold and poured it in his Westinghouse oven, and eventually people started asking for his lights. His name was Ikelite.
Ikelite, that's where the name came from. It's a fascinating story. Fast forward to today and your equipment. Well, let's talk about this equipment here. Describe this, because you manufacture this right here in Indiana, in Indianapolis. Describe this product, if you would.
Well, it's kind of 50 years of evolution. It started with the light, and then we went to cameras, starting with the Kodak Instamatic, and then the digital era came in. And then we started making sophisticated electronics to work with it, and it's really come to what you see here.
Yeah, well, let's talk about what this equipment is used for. I mentioned in the introduction, National Geographic, Shark Week, all those types of really high-profile dives. Talk about the type of photography that can be done and the unique nature of, we're looking at some of the pictures right now, the unique nature that's involved.
Well, we don't make the camera itself.
Right.
So Canon and Nikon would make the camera, we make the housing for it. Today's cameras allow you to do video, still, and a production quality. So it goes from everybody from novice to professional, allowing them to take that camera anywhere underwater.
Wow. So again, you're making it possible to use cameras underwater, essentially.
Down to 200 feet.
As a company. Interesting, as we were talking in the social media lounge, very important, these products are made in Indiana, and your dad, that was very important to him to be made in the USA, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Everything is designed, assembled, manufactured at 33rd Street. We've had half of our employees are divers. They've been with us for decades. We're very lucky. And
that's a key part of the business too, is the fact that many of you are divers. You use the equipment, you test it, you know what works and what doesn't work. Has that been a secret or a key really to the success of the business?
I don't know if it's been a secret. A lot of people think manufacture, so we just make things, but necessity is the mother of invention. And so we need this because we're users, and therefore we make it.
What's next as you look going forward for the company and growth opportunities? You've got a great reputation in the industry. Are there growth opportunities?
Absolutely. The definition of underwater photography has changed. It's gone from just sport diving, scuba diving, to now it's going to fashion photography in swimming pools, surf photography, all kinds of different areas that have a growth potential. All
right, it's an exciting and very interesting company. Ikelite is some 50 years old, based right here in Indianapolis. John Brigham, thanks for joining us and telling your story. We look forward to having you on again in the future.
Well, thank you.
All right.